Hi everyone. I just played a tournament, as some of you might have known. I think I might have even seen some people at the tournament potentially. Um, well, let's so and I will start with my first round game in order because I think every one of my games had some good calculation exercises. So it was d4, d6, knight f3, knight f6. I was black in the first game. We ended up transposing into King's Indian. I decided to play this line because I thought it's pretty decent objectively, fairly easy to play. Fabi beat me in the US Championship in a very important game with black in this when I was white. So I figured, why not give it a try myself? Knight h4, bishop e6, d5, bishop d takes, bishop d7. This is still some kind of theory. Um, at this point, I was kind of playing on my own. Um, maybe maybe a5, a5, b5 could have been another plan, but okay. Not gonna go into too much opening deep details. But yeah, I want to get to the position. First critical moment. Yeah, here maybe I played a little suboptimally, but okay. Played kind of reasonable. Yeah, here I played h5 just to kind of ask some questions on the king side, probe some weaknesses. And okay, he played the move queen d4. So all right, so now let's see. All right, so what should we play with black? Um hmm. Right, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Okay, some people are saying e5, which I don't know. I don't think I considered, but I guess d takes e6 doesn't look too bad for white. It's an interesting move, but of course, yeah, there's something much better. There's rook c2. Yeah, and that's a move that he overlooked, I think, or underestimated, because the problem now is that after knight c3, which, is principle, right? That try to block the file, black and play what? Okay, so some people are saying rook b2, which is reasonable, but okay, then rook b1, I think. And at least we can exchange the rooks, right? So that doesn't seem such a problem. Um, if we play queen c7, I think I could take on b5. So it's no problem there. Some people are saying knight f2, but knight f2, I don't really see the follow-up. Um, does like queen h3 maybe, but let me think. Probably just knight e2, but there might be other ways out as well. So yeah, the correct idea is 95, right? Just want to go queen g4. Um, so here he probably should have played knight f3 to defend himself. That would have been probably a little bit better. But he played rook b1. So now I went queen g4. And he went queen e3 because okay, if he takes, I go queen e2. And I'm winning. f3, of course, knight f3. So he's kind of tied down. If here, then here, and then he cannot take that. So you cannot really take anything here. So you play queen e3. How to continue here? All right, some people are saying rook takes d2. Well, rook takes d2, queen takes d2, queen f3. King g1 is not a big deal. Knight f3 is probably better, but I still don't think it's like a huge deal. Like, okay, I guess the best case scenario is go here, but king f1. Let's say queen h3, king e2. Doesn't seem like a big deal. Um, Knight c4. Knight c4, rook takes c3. Takes. Here. That I did not consider. That is interesting. But maybe I can go knight takes d6 in that line. And then queen c8. Is knight d6 the only move? Yeah, actually, if you don't play knight d6, you're worse. So that actually is an interesting line. Yeah, and then white just holds this. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, it's actually easy thing to miss. Knight c7 would be pretty logical, getting the piece in the game. Yeah, I like that idea. Knight c7 and so on and so forth. But yes, the best move, and not a lot of people have found it, so I guess I should be pretty happy I found it. G5. Because I want to get the pawn to h4 and then potentially take on g3 or play h3. And I think in both cases, he's experiencing some difficulties. So here after g5, he played rook h1 because if he takes, it's gonna go here, and then potentially take on g3. And then like I have knight f3. So he played rook h1, which I thought is a good defensive try. Now here I could have probably played knight takes before, but I played f6. I didn't want to allow takes and then like rook h4. I wanted to prevent that. And he played h takes g5 and then knight b1. And here we have a critical moment. Um, what should we do here with black? This is critical. 2300 USCF, maybe about 2200 FIDE. I'll be right back. So okay. I would like to see more than just one move solution though, because this is yeah, this is a pretty critical position. Yeah, I had to make an important choice here. Took me about 3 minutes, and thankfully I made the right choice. Because at first I was calculating another one, but then I realized it doesn't work. Um, so yeah, let's think it through a bit. Mhm. So Jazz, so you're correct about the first part, but um, so I won't go into too much details. I see you guys are considering options I did not consider. It's interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, maybe okay. Yeah, okay, maybe we start going over it. Yeah, as far as I know, there's only one good move here. So because I still see people are writing, so maybe give you guys one more minute. Okay, I think most people have put it. So some people said knight g6. Now, I did not consider that move. Um, honestly, but the main moves I considered were h4 to try to take, but then of course I have to calculate this queen a7 stuff. Um, and I considered knight takes b4. So originally, what I calculated with knight takes b4 was that I thought queen takes a7, right? At first, I thought his idea of knight b1 is to guard the knight, and he wants to take on a7. That's what I thought. That was his only idea. However, then I realized that, wait a second. Knight takes b4. Well, I saw this line, and I thought, okay, this is just winning easily. But then I was like, wait a second. If I play knight takes b4, white can play something that would be a very nasty cold shower, which is what? No, queen b3, I don't think would be that scary. I'm guessing queen b3, knight ed3 should be kind of okay. Um, yeah, knight c3, I also don't think it's so scary. Yeah, I mean, I go knight d3, knight f4. We gotta be a bit more aggressive here. Um, knight a3. No, knight a3, I think takes queen e4 actually. Black should be winning here, I think. Yeah, no, it's f3. And somehow everything is just guarded. The knight guards this rook, and this is guarded by the queen. And there's just nothing I can do. I have to either lose a piece or I have to go back. And I think here I'm almost getting mated. So I might have to already sack a piece, but now I'm like fighting for a draw. So I was kind of close to blundering that, but then thankfully this is why it's a good idea when your opponent plays a move, you have to, even if it looks like a defensive move, they might have some aggressive threats, right? By defending that knight, they created a very devious threat of playing f3, right? Which I did not anticipate. But then I recalculated, I checked everything for my opponent, right? Because I figured if knight before is winning, I better take a little bit of time to make sure it really wins. And then I'm like, wait a second, it does not win. In fact, I might even be losing. So of course, then I rejected it. So then the other move I considered was h4, which at first I thought was unclear. Um, but then I realized that, okay, after queen a7, the point is, of course, I'm stopping f3. After queen a7, um, yeah, h takes g3. Like at first I wasn't sure because the line was a bit messy. The knight takes b4 looked like it might be simpler. So I wanted to make knight takes b4 work at first. But then, okay, I didn't want to get lazy. I wanted to calculate it, and I realized that yes, it works because after queen takes a6, I can just take and queen here. And if here rook c1, um, um, so play queen a8, rook c8, queen a6, takes. And here, yeah, he basically lost in a very, like I would have probably played king f2 if I was him. And I, at the very minimum, I saw that I could go for this position. And I saw him getting the rook with check. So I knew at the very minimum I have that, which is good. And then I have this pass G pawn, so definitely winning for me. But yeah, my opponent played king h2. And here, I thought of just playing queen g7 quickly and then making take and then winning this position. But then I was like, okay, you see a good move, look for a better move. He's almost made it. I was like, what if I keep the rook on the board? And I realized that, okay, actually, losing that one tempo will not hurt me. If he plays queen a7, I go rook f6 and rook h6. So ultimately, yeah, queen b5, king g7, and black is winning. And here is Iron. Yeah, the rook f3 also, by the way. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, in the other line. So this is kind of winning by force. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is this. So, but again, honestly, if without f3, this would have also been winning by force, right? And this is why chess tempo training is very useful, right? Because in chess tempo, you will get puzzles like that, right? Where there's going to be like two, three tempting solutions. And to choose the right one, it takes a lot of discipline, right? You have to make sure you really look at opponents' ideas very carefully. And I tried to play very focused in this tournament in general. So because I wasn't sure when my next tournament will be, so I wanted to give it my absolute best. So yeah, I that's why I calculated. Now, yeah, just tempo is free. Yeah, so that's and it's very convenient. You can do 30 minutes to 1 hour each day, and you can sort of like measure your progress, how well you're, doing on your calculation based on your just tempo credentials. Um, I think there's a pretty strong correlation, between doing well on just tempo and playing well over the board. Um, but anyway, back to the position. Yeah, let's go over these some other lines you guys suggested. Some people suggested knight c4. Knight takes, and I saw rook e2 as a suggestion, but at the very least, I think I could trade queens, right? So that doesn't, I mean, maybe it'll be some endgame, but that doesn't strike to me as winning or something. And okay, if you take here, knight d2, and then like there could be f3. So it just doesn't seem as clear. Although if h4 did not work, I guess I would have considered that. And knight g6 is also interesting potentially, but I'm guessing I could still play f3. And knight f4, queen takes f4. So actually, to be honest, knight g6 might be losing actually, because knight h4 rook takes, and if the queen moves, queen g5. So I think it loses, if I'm not mistaken. Or at the very minimum, not winning. I remember for sure that the engine says only h4 wins. So yeah, I was glad I found it. So got on a good note there. It's like you got to be a little bit opportunistic when you're a chess player, right? You got to see when your opponent plays a bit of an inaccuracy and you have a chance to like get initiative and invade. You got to try to pounce on it, because it's not easy to win against a strong player with black, right? So you got to really take advantage of any opportunities. The next game I played white against another 2300, and that game was a slightly longer time control game, 90 10-second increment. The first one was game 60, and I prepped this kind of vaguely, but I knew some ideas. It was some kind of a Benoni. It's a pretty interesting way of playing when they play on early c5. I didn't play with c4. I played with knight c3. Won't really go into too much details, but here I decided, well, since he played 98, knight c7, he wants to play on the queen side. Let me give him a hard time on the king side. And then, yeah, I decided to try to go for g4. And here I made kind of one of my few inaccuracies in the game. I played queen f3. I should have played bishop e2 or bishop f3, but I played queen h3. I missed an idea by my opponent. Um, so let's see if you guys could find it. How does black play in this position? Okay, Jack, you got the first move correct. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got a correct answer already. The thing to keep in mind is that h5 is sort of a threat. Some people are saying knight h5, but knight h5, I think we're just gonna lose a pawn, right? And then we're still gonna get attacked after that. King h1, rook g1, that looks pretty bad, I think, right? Okay, so some people are getting it. Good. Um, if you play b5, I don't know, h5, b4, knight e2, knight g takes h5, bishop f5. This could be pretty bad pretty soon, actually. I thought this play with b5 could be a little slow. Yeah, my opponent, to his credit, found a good plan, which wasn't. I didn't think it was easy. I didn't see it. King h7, rook h8. Well, I can probably take hg, right? Now you cannot take because of mate, so you have to go here. But I don't really like this position for black. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's not terrible, but doesn't look that great. So knight takes g4 is correct. But people are saying queen c8. Queen c8 is a little less effective because I think I don't know exactly what I would have done. I think maybe queen somewhere. I guess g2 is the best square to prepare like h5, bishop h6. So it's okay for black, but so some people are saying queen e8. Queen e8, um, knight e2, f5. Yeah, queen e8 is like reasonable as well, but the best move is knight e8. The best move is knight e8 because the knight is joining the defense. Uh, it's a very nice idea. I just overlooked it. I thought I was kind of set on the fact that the knight's on c7 gonna try to go for b5, but actually it's not, right? It's going to f6. And now I can't play h5. So here I realize, okay, it's not so easy. So I still moved my queen. Sorry, I moved my knight first. Queen g2. And here I played knight g3 because I didn't really want to trade queens. Um, and here my opponent made a bit of an inaccuracy. He should have played, I think, something like king h7, rook h8, which was some people suggested this as an original idea in like the other position. But now it would have actually been very good, right? Because then the king goes back and everything will be pretty well protected, and black is not worse here. But my opponent tried to punish me. He played queen g4, double attacking, but he actually just missed my next move. He told me after the game, which I was a bit surprised about that he would miss that, but I guess it happens. What should white play here? All right, people are getting it, looks like. Yeah. No, it's not. Different guy. Rook a3 we can't because queen takes d1, right? Kazim Gulamali. Yeah. So bishop g5. Um, yeah, bishop g5, f3 is kind of the idea. Yeah, and here I just consolidate. And from this point on, I mean, I guess his position is still defensible, but from this point on, I kind of was taking control over the game. And I started getting a time advantage as well. Play h5. Brought my bishop all the way back. But now his king is starting to become a bit weak, and his pawns are kind of weak as well. And here you play bishop h6. How should we continue with white?
Hey, Alex,
Yes. Yes.
there's a bunch of people in the waiting room that I've gotten some messages from.
Oh, wait, in the waiting? Wait,
Yeah.
I don't see the wait. I see participants, but I don't see people like asking me. That's weird.
You don't
Oh,
see where it says admit all, just because I'll
oh,
add.
it doesn't give me that option, honestly. I mean,
Oh gosh, you haven't been made a host. Okay, that's what's happening. I'm gonna make you a host. Well, let me let everyone in and apologize.
oh,
Hello, everybody. The 10 of you who just got added. Sorry, we had a little technical issue and Alex wasn't able to see the waiting room. So sorry about that, that you're getting in a little bit late. I'm gonna give him super special admin powers now. Why, how do I do it? Why isn't it working? Oh, I know what to do.
hmm. Yeah, I was wondering why it's so small today, 20 people, because I thought maybe it's because
Yeah,
of Philadelphia International. I thought maybe that's why, but
I mean maybe that, but also yeah, and probably some people might have left already.
hmm.
So sorry everybody for that. I'm gonna run. I'm eating dinner, but I will see you later. Have fun.
All right.
Let
Thank
me
you.
make you the host, actually.
All right. I see. Okay. Um, okay. Um, okay, so what should white do in this position? Yeah, I mean, I've been just showing my games so far. So who wants to uh, guys, let's talk about that stuff maybe after class. We already missed some of you already missed some time. Let's talk about this maybe um at the end of the class, perhaps. Let's focus on the position. Okay, yeah, people are getting it. Yeah, knight takes g6, of course. Yeah, yeah, he missed the tactic. Yeah, knight takes g6, bishop h6. Um, yeah, like of course I'm winning in all the lines now. And okay, from here on, I was able to win the game. Queen h3, queen e6, rook f5, rook h8. Okay, he's kind of defending well in time pressure, but finally, yeah, rook g2, rook g7, and finally I found a nice move to just finish the game. What move? should we play here? Yeah. Yeah, I think this one will everyone will get. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, guys, send in private chat, please. But yeah. Yeah, okay, this one everyone will get, of course. Yeah. Rook f8. Yeah, and here he resigned. So yeah, it was a beautiful move to finish the game, so I was happy. Okay, so that was 2-0. So now my next round I played against Ethan Sheehan. He's a young player. Some of you might be familiar with who he is. I was playing black. So 2450 USCF, 16 years old, maybe. I don't know. 16 or 17. He's quite strong. I've played him before. I've drawn him once and beat him once in this tournament. Um, yes, up a queen for a rook and the knight and the pawn. So not exactly up a queen. But well, he's qualified to be at FM, right? But he's I don't think he paid FIDE for it. So I think he's just waiting to get IM and stuff. But he's above 2300 FIDE as far as I know, or at least was at some point for sure. So this game, Ethan played the London, which I saw he played many games with this line, with this exact line, so I was able to prep this a little bit. Not super deeply, but okay, a little bit. So my idea was like b6 bishop basic. More normally people play c5 and then like they get this position, but I wanted a just different flavor. A5, my idea is I just want to exchange this bishop. And yeah, because that bishop on d3 is pretty annoying in the London system. And here I played knight c6. I think the engine likes h6 more, not allowing a pawn to h6, but quite frankly, I don't really understand why. So I played this, which engine doesn't like as much, but it doesn't really find anything that clear cut for white. And very quickly, I think he got out of book and he started drifting a little bit. And here I had an interesting choice because I knew that 97, knight f5 is also pretty tempting, but I thought this is even better because I saw that if this I go here, um, if this I go knight b4, and if this I go knight takes d4. Now again, if c takes, I have rook c2. So queen takes d4, f6, knight f3. And here I played the move rook c4, which during the game I was pretty happy with. Now here we have to make a decision. Defensive question. Um, where shall white move the queen? Yeah, I would like to get some explanation if possible for this decision because it's not just the move that's important, but explanation is also very important. I like that Jazz explained his move. That makes a lot of sense. So here, honestly, I was very impressed with Ethan here because um I did not see like his move basically. So the real question is, you want to try to figure out like which move do you want to play? Then you want to figure out a reason why you can't play it, but then potentially applying the Shanklin rule and asking yourself, can I maybe do it anyway? It's called also known as resistance calculation. And I was very impressed with Ethan's calculation. I mean, and he's found it in like 3 minutes, and I was very impressed because he played the move that I did not think was playable, but it turned out it was, and it was the best move. And he saw the point. So I was quite impressed. Yes, but okay, looks like Jack got it. Understood the point, yes. But the thing is, okay, what I was impressed about is he found it unprompted. And because of this, oh, okay. Someone's joining. Yeah, as some of you can already probably guess it's Queen E3, right? Honestly, during the game, I just assumed, okay, he must go Queen D1. Because I assumed he must go Queen D1. In which case, I'll go Queen C7 or Queen D6 maybe, and I'll really be chilling in this position. Like I thought this is amazing for me. Now it turns out it better would have been Queen D6. Now I didn't play it because Queen E3, but okay, apparently the engine says the best line for me is Queen C5. And I'm slightly better, but I wanted more than that. I thought like somehow I thought I might be nearly winning after Rook C4. And indeed, if he has to go Queen D1, it is extremely good for me. Like he has a lot of coordination problems. Like let's say G3, Queen C5. I thought E5 might even be better, but I thought even Queen C5 is very awkward for him. Like Queen E2, Rook C3, and there are just like problems in this position for him. But then to my surprise, he goes Queen E3. And I was like, wait, I don't think that works. Isn't there just Knight C3? But then I was like, well, I should double check it, right? He's a strong player. There's no way he just blundered it. Of course, it's possible, but because I trying to understand what, and then I understood what the point is. It's a good old backward knight move. And Ethan followed the Shanklin rule to his credit. He wanted to make Queen E3 work. Then he saw the problem, but then he says, "What if I do it anyway?" Right. So it's a three-step thing, right? First step is seeing the natural idea, right, which is Queen E3. The next step is to try to understand what the problem is, right? And then, of course, you realize hopefully that the pattern there's something here, and then basically you see this really nice move, knight to d2. So, so yeah, that was pretty impressive, I have to say. And so here I went into a long think because I realized this just doesn't work. And that meant that was a bit annoying, right? Because that kind of meant rook c4 was a silly move then. So knight g3, yeah. So I played knight g3. Now knight g3, Ethan said he missed knight g3, actually. He said he saw knight c3, but missed knight g3. Um, and his facial expressions show that he was annoyed um um about it. Um, um, yeah. So, uh, yeah. After this, rook e4. Um, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, yeah, knight g3. Is sorry. I'm just trying to remember it. Yeah. So after knight g3, actually, what is the best move for white? Yeah, because I saw an idea for him here as well. Yeah, so still actually, yeah, I think only 92 works. I think some of you gave other suggestions, but yeah, I don't think um yeah, because if you castle I think I play rook e4, yeah? Yeah, castle I can play rook e4. If queen e6 is what he played, we'll get to that in a second. Um and if f takes yeah, f takes g3, of course rook e4. Knight d4, I think someone said, but knight takes h1, I think is a problem. If queen e6, king h8. Yeah, so f takes rook e4. Yeah. So he should have played knight d2. And I was actually considering playing knight f5. Because I thought knight h1, knight takes c4, d takes c4, rook d1. the knight gets trapped. I did not think this position is clear. And indeed, like I think the engine says something like 0, 0, 0. Now knight f5 is apparently queen f3. It's like even less clear, right? But yeah. Um I think like engine even says white's a bit better, but at this point, like I couldn't tell. I still like my position, but engine somehow likes white a bit more. But yeah, luckily for me, he played this, which I was a bit surprised about. And here I thought only I could win, but unfortunately for me, I couldn't really break through this position. Yeah, he just defended very well, very strong fortress. It was never really like that winning. No, it's not equal, but it's like -1, but I don't know. Breaking this through turned out to be quite difficult because not only is it kind of a fortress, but there's also like counterplay I have to worry about. And I also played a little imprecisely, and yeah, I just couldn't break through. And here we agreed to a draw. I actually thought when he offered me a draw here, maybe he's on the better side. Like, but yeah, actually, I heard from Grishuk that when stoppage is like -1, it usually means that 50% of the time, like engine will win, 50% of the time, engine against engine, it will be a draw, right? But anyway, it is what it is. I think it was a decent game. Credit to him for finding Queen E3 right under pressure, and then it was an interesting draw. Now my next game, I was playing white. Nothing dramatic happened in that game. It was a King's Indian, which kind of fizzled out. But I guess I'll show how I won. It was like very boring and equal, but he got low on time. That was kind of my saving grace. And here he played what looks like a good move. Well, he can't go here, right? Because I have mate with h6 and here and here. That was my trick, but he played queen f7, and at first I thought he's holding things together. He's 2250 USCF. But here I have a way to win, which I did not see ahead of time. So I think I got a little bit lucky here. Let's see. Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Almost. I think almost everyone found the. I mean, f4. I think is just queen d5, right? Um. So f4 doesn't really win. So so I played here, and now the point is Queen H1. Uh, Very unexpected. A little move. Um, yeah, and then White is winning. F5 here, here, here. Uh, and then yeah, I was lucky that not only did I have Queen H1, but I also had this on top of that because I have this point. So it was like kind of unusual. So King E7, Queen here, and then the rest is just kind of easy. Bishop C7. If takes, you have check, and then I win. And then King D7, here, here, here. Here I just found the forced mate, which is Queen C8, here Queen A8. And so it was kind of nice one. And I guess I'll quickly show you how I won against John Ludwig in the last round. So he had 4 out of 4. And I was able to get white again because we both had white and I had less points. And no, Daniel Ludwig maybe, but his younger brother John, he's an IM. Yes. So we played some theory, and I played an interesting idea. Bishop A5, rook here takes king D2. The idea is like sometimes bishop E2, rook C1. And now he should have played queen C5, which is kind of like not an easy move to play if you don't know. He played a natural move, bishop E7. How should white continue here? I think queen C5 is theory. No, it's not Hammer John Ludwig. It's John Ludwig is like Daniel Ludwig's brother. It's a different. Bishop E4, take queen C2 is the problem. Yeah, there's a nice tactic in this position, which was kind of unexpected. Yes, okay, yeah. Bishop takes A6, B takes A6, rook C1. His best defense would have been bishop C5. And then I would have probably gone bishop B6 and won the pawn. I should just not go here because that would just trade into opposite color bishops without rooks and queens, right? So and if queen here, I should not go queen B8 because of this and castles. Very nice, right? But I'll go rook C7, and that one wins. That one wins. So queen A8 he played, yeah, which is a blunder. Um, and after queen A8, I go queen A4, king F8, queen D7, and he realized he's losing. So he was calculating some rook C7 and some other stuff. He was like thinking rook C7, castles here, some rook B8, D4, but he just completely missed that I can also just go here and queen D7. And so then it was game over. Here, 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 and eventually my opponent's promoted. So it was a nice game to finish the tournament. So again, that's why calculation is very important. Yeah, I mean, you have to consider all opponents' ideas. And Ethan, to his credit, he did a very good calculation. He was able to save the draw. So make sure you guys train your calculation, and you'll be able to play at a very high level. So, alrighty. So hope you guys like the class, and I'll see you all next time. All right, bye bye.